Okay, we are going to go live. We may have a little bit of a pregame show today, and we'll check and see if we've got good audio. That kind of determines how much of a pregame show we're going to have if we don't have to restart. So let me just reload this page here and check it out. And there we are. Okay, we've got good audio. We've got good audio. Stig's in the house already early. Lance is in the house. And Mr. Perso is in the house. When and where are we? The 80s in New Jersey. Outdated advice from an old guy. There you go. Absolutely. That's where we are. But we're not in New Jersey. But yeah, outdated advice from an old guy for sure. Yeah, we go with the classic time-tested elements here. And that's what we try to do here. We try to help the youngsters out. And try to do an intervention here and there. And Lance is in the house. We've done an intervention for Lance. Kyle's in the house. Joey's in the house. We just had a little message back and forth on Facebook about the 002 Stunner being pretty much incredible. Incredible. The 002 Stunner. And let me just, I got to turn on this other camera. Forgot to turn on my close-up camera so that I can show you a close-up of the Stunner. Switch to camera 2. Let me focus this first on this pin. This is what I do. I focus it. There we go. And then I can do a close-up of the Stunner. There's the Stunner. The 002 Stunner. That's right, an old guy watch. An old guy watch. The 002 Stunner with a 18 karat gold deployant clasp. And there are two more old guy watches on the bench. There's a 231, a Grand Seiko 231 titanium spring drive diver. That is a heavy use watch. We talked about it as a potential riot watch the other day. And to the right, just catching a little bit of that blue on that blue dial, is the 005 GMT Stunner. The 005 GMT Stunner, that's another old guy watch with the red 24-hour hand in the red GMT numerals, 12.2 millimeters thin, 38.5 mils in size. And this one's 38.5 mils as well. So there you go. And we're going to give people that have questionable intellect, people like Mr. Perso, or whatever his real name is, little grinder in the chat. We're going to give him some advice. We're going to help keep him from making some serious mistakes, because there are some people out there, believe it or not, in the watch community. There are some influencers out there in the watch community giving folks really bad advice, telling them things like, you can pay over list price for a GMT Pepsi, a Rolex GMT Pepsi. You can pay over list price and you're going to be fine, because that thing's just going to keep going up in price. It'll never lose value. It'll be a great investment, and that's okay. Just go ahead and pay luxury watch money for a steel watch. That's what they're saying. That's what some of these influencers are saying, and I'm going to tell you that that's not a good move. I'm going to tell you that a steel watch, I've worn them for years. I wore steel Rolexes for years. It is not a luxury item. People do not look at it as a luxury item. People don't care what steel watch you're wearing. They certainly don't. If they're a Rolex person, they might notice it, and if they do, they won't care either, because they're so common. They'll be like, okay, it's another Submariner or whatever, right? It won't really be a big deal if it's a steel watch on your wrist. You wear a steel watch on your wrist because you want it, because you like it, because it's a tool, because you enjoy wearing it. It is not going to impress people, folks. I got to tell you, out there in the real world, it's not going to impress people. And especially if you paid over list price for it, that ain't going to impress anybody. All it's going to do is harm your bank account. Now, if you do want to impress somebody, go with 18 karat gold. They will spot that. They will notice 18 karat gold. It will be impressive. You can go with a date 8. You can go with an 002 Stunner like the one I have on my wrist. That will get noticed. Trust me, it will. Now, some people will look at it negatively, but it will get noticed. So there's how that all works. just so you know, and here's somebody in Bahrain in the house. Bahrain, how cool is that? I keep getting a dry throat when I start these shows. Maybe I've got the thing. Maybe I've got that virus thing that's going around. Okay, let's see here. And Joey says 002 Stunner, best gold option GS has. There you go. I think that's pretty much why I bought it, Joey. And Stig's in the house. And by the way, Joey, you can rephrase that by saying probably the best 18 karat gold stunner, period, by any manufacturer. I mean, I'd challenge anyone to come up with a better option for an all-around dress watch than this with the deployant clasp. Good luck coming up with something, because I don't think you're going to. Perfect size, 38.5 mils. Just the right thickness, just a hair over 10 mils thick. See, the dress watches that are super, super thin, like 7 mils, to me, they don't have enough wrist presence. That you've gone too far with it at that point, right? This is nice and trim, nice and flat on the wrist, but still has a nice amount of wrist presence. It's just right as far as the thickness goes. A lot of things, a lot of details you have to look at on these watches, folks. You got to look at the details, okay? Don't let these influencers, these watch gurus, steer you in the wrong direction. Don't let them do that. Look at the details, measure 7 times, cut once when you get your everyday watch. Carlos is in the house, and of course we don't talk about box watches on this channel. We could care less about box watches. We care about watches that you're going to actually wear on your wrist. And Carlos is saying hello to a lot of people. Lance is in the house saying hello to Carlos. Just got myself a 1971 GS and can't stop smiling. Oh, cool. Cool. Wow, that's interesting. Can you send us an email, a photo? My name, CraigShipp@gmail.com. CraigShipp@gmail.com. Sent a photo of my new Grail watch. Okay, let's check this out. We're actually in the official show now. It is after 5 o'clock. We just passed 5 o'clock. So this is the official start of the show. Official start of the show on a Sunday afternoon. And here's an interesting piece. Okay. So SPGX 007, navy blue dial, $1,150, buy it now price. It's in Tokyo. Let's take a look at the pictures. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. And let's see what they say about the size of this. 36 mil. Okay. Yeah, I forget the size of, Lance, I forget the size of your wrist. But that's not a terrible piece. That's not a terrible piece. By the way, David Williams said, if you're interested in his 005, the one there on the right, if you're interested, he has an 005 just like that, but he's got the crocodile strap to go with it also, in addition to the bracelet. And he's got a deployant clasp on that. For Lance, he'll cut that price to $2,500 shipped. So that starts getting tempting. You get crown guards. You get a screw-down crown. You get the GMT function. You know, all for $2,500 shipped with a really cool accessory strap. Joey's in the house. I'm torn between Rolex Datejust 18238, 13,000, or two-tone Datejust Jubilee Champagne 5K. Big difference in money, and the Datejust two-tone gold is elegant. Thoughts? Bracelet. on the Datejust? I'm assuming, oh, Jubilee, okay. 5K. How old is the Datejust? Is it a 6-digit Datejust? See, here's the thing. You got to be careful on those Jubilees. You know, how much wear and tear is on that Jubilee bracelet, right? Of course, you got to be concerned with the same thing on the 18238, right? I'm assuming for 13K that 18238 is in really good shape. If it's in really good shape and it's 13K, that would be 2 thumbs up. The Datejust, again, if it's in really good shape and it's 5K, that would be very nice. Either one would be very nice. I have nothing against the two-tone Datejust. I'm just not a big fan. I like either having the all gold or all steel on the Datejusts. Now, I like the white gold bezel on the Datejust, but I just think when you have those gold center links, it just means it's going to wear out even more. It's going to get more stretch. It's just going to, I just don't think it's a lot of benefit there. So I would probably go with an all steel Datejust as opposed to a steel and gold personally if it was me. But that 18238, that would be very tempting if it's in mint condition. Really, really nice condition. Okay, let's see here. Carlos is the Doxa King. Stig's in the house. Let's see. Yeah, we've tried to do interventions with Carlos before and told him, hey, listen, you've got those beautiful watches. Life is too short. Wear the beautiful watches, right? Wear them. You don't need to keep them in the box. Who are you saving them for? Saving them for the next guy? It's like the little old lady that covers her furniture with plastic covers, and then she dies, and then whoever gets the furniture gets to take the plastic covers off and enjoy the actual fabric. Enjoy these watches, folks. Life is too short not to. Take it from an old guy. Carlos is in the house. The more I learn about Floyd case, more doubts I have. Have you seen the first video when he has stopped? And what size is he? Like 2 times the police officer. Apart from being on drugs, he knew that he had the COVID. Was he threatening them with COVID or something, with COVID exposure or something? Is that what he was doing? Yeah, that would definitely be an issue, because the cops have to be concerned with him, like infecting them with that also. And that does muddy the waters a little bit, I would think. That could kind of explain wanting to hold the guy down until backup comes, because if he's trying to expel stuff onto them, you know, COVID, that does muddy the waters up a little bit. Let's see. How would you immobilize a huge, strong guy with COVID waiting for special assistance? Probably like they did. Carlos bringing some logic into the discussion. There you go. Joey's in the house. And reference number 16233, 1990s. Email me a photo. We'll take a look. Email me a photo. We'll take a look. Kyle's in the house. I like the two-tone Datejust. Brent owns one and never wears it. There you go. And Kyle says, hey, Carlos. Oh, by the way, Kyle, I got to shout out to Kyle. That video you did for Kobe, that memorial video, Kobe Bryant, that's really cool. And it's going to be nice when you add that index, because that'll kind of like memorialize the whole thing. And if you indicate where each of those photos were, if you remember. You see, that's why you want to do this while it's fresh in your mind, because you went around and shot a lot of art, right? So anytime you can index that with the timestamp and where it was, and maybe even if you know the artist, the name of the artist, that gives you then a nice record of all that while it's fresh in your mind. Tom's in the house. I like the two-tone Datejust, but in rose gold. Not sure Craig would. Yeah, no. Yellow gold, yellow gold, folks. Please. Let's not stray. let's not stray. Why would I take something as gorgeous as yellow gold that's revered for thousands of years, right? Yellow gold, stunning, beautiful yellow gold. Why would I take that and then want to tint it, want to change the color? That's kind of bizarre. Kind of bizarre to want to do that. I'm going to improve on yellow gold. Yeah, right. All right. Righto. I doubt that. Okay, so that is not polished, but it seems plausible scenario. Okay, I don't know what we're talking about here, about polished. Okay. Be served. Hey, Craig, when you go on your walks, do you take any precautions against deer ticks or rattlesnakes? Just came back from a hike in the mountains. There were guys running shirtless and in booty shorts. Well, depending on where I'm going, if I'm going somewhere where I think deer ticks are likely, and deer ticks are more prevalent certain times of the year, yeah, I will wear like long pants. I might wear a safari shirt. I'll almost always be wearing a hat with a decent brim, so that if things fall from a tree or something, right, they're less likely to get on you. So I take reasonable precautions. But yeah, it's a thing, and yeah, it's a thing. You got to. I mean, and again, I think it's also helps if you have a very strong immune system, and you eat right and all that, and get plenty of rest. I think you're less susceptible to things like that than somebody who's not doing all those things. So we just do the best we can, right? Kyle's in the house. I can at least timestamp the city, but I am working to get all of the addresses down. Yeah, take your time and just do the best you can. You obviously don't have to do everything, but the more you do, the more you have a solid record, 10 years from now, right? I mean, it'll still be good content. So that's the neat thing. That's what we call evergreen content. That's going to be relevant for a long time. Even after some of that art has been taken down or whatever, I mean, you've documented it, right? So that's pretty cool. And those scenes from downtown were amazing. That was some really good footage. Well done. Anybody that hasn't seen it, check out on Kyle's YouTube channel. By the way, go and subscribe to his channel. And check out that video, that tribute to Kobe Bryant. It's pretty amazing. Lance says, Joey, I would go with the two-tone Datejust. It's a lot cheaper than the Day-Date and an absolutely stunning watch. Lance in the house. Cheetown says, I'm a big fan of the rose gold and steel chocolate dial Datejust 41. Well, hopefully you'll get over that. And let's see. Check my new 49-year-old acquisition in your inbox. Okay, let's check it out. Check it out on the channel. That's the benefit of live TV. We can check this stuff out. Well, first we got a Rolex to look at here. Stand by. I'm going to bring this first image up here. There we go. There's the first image. There's the Datejust. Now, is that the Datejust in question? It looks pretty good. I'd kind of have to see some more pictures to see, really how that bracelet is all the way around. But yeah, it looks pretty good for $5,000. That is, that's pretty good, I would say. Pretty good looking piece for $5,000. See, that's what I'm talking about. My goodness, why wouldn't you buy that instead of spending like $15,000 on a steel stunner that isn't really a steel stunner? That's really a steel ripoff, okay? I'm not a big fan of that case design. I have to tell you. That squared off case like that. I tell you what, Grand Seiko has made some ugly watches over the years. They really have. I hate to be the one to break the news, but they have. They have made some watches that I would not wear, and that's one of them. Okay. Yep, I'm not these older Grand Seikos. So a lot of people love them. A lot of people love them, but I just don't like that case design. I see the way it's squared off where the strap is meeting the case. It's okay, but it's just that they tried to be different for some reason. I'm not sure what they were trying to do. But some people love that case. Some of the Grand Seiko people love that design and love those older ones. I mean, it was a nice find for sure. I mean, especially if it's in good running order. And maybe if I saw it in person, maybe that's not a very good photo, So maybe if I saw it in person, of course, it's probably got pretty good detailing and stuff like that because it is a Grand Seiko. But yeah, they made some cases that, why did they do it? I think, why did they do it? But that's a lot of people have done that. A lot of makers have done that over the years. Let's see. Frank says exactly. Why would you take yellow gold and make it pink? Some people have bad judgment. That's how that works. Jeepu's in the house. Craig, what would you recommend as an alternative for someone who wants to get a Tooter Pepsi? Anything. Anything. My gosh. I mean, you can buy some used Grand Seikos in the price range of that watch. My gosh, why wouldn't you do that? Jordan's in the house. Seiko must improve their service by servicing Grand Seiko like Rolex does in U.S. and not in Japan. There's a U.S. service center in New Jersey that services almost all of the Grand Seikos. I think they do not service the chronograph one, but I think they pretty much service everything else, and it's in New Jersey. So there you go. And by the way, shipping things to Japan is no big deal these days. I mean, it's not like it takes forever to get there anymore. I mean, it's not like you're going to put it on a boat for 2 weeks, right? I mean, it's not that big a deal to send it back to Japan and have them service it right there at the home front. I think it would be nice if Rolex offered that service where you could send it right back to Rolex, itself and have the real pros do it. I'd almost rather do that than sending it to some Rolex service center somewhere in Texas or whatever. Although I did have good service out of both Texas and I used the Rolex building in New York for a couple of services way back in the day. One service was a water damage watch that I bought water damaged for a good deal and then had it serviced and it came out perfect. And then another watch was actually a buddy's watch that we took up there. And they serviced, and they did a good job in New York. And let's see, Joey says, Yupu, go with SBGA 231 Grand Seiko. There you go. Good move. I just noticed a video from Paul Thorpe, Dignity and the Lack Thereof, where he literally destroys the dog man. Not bad at all. Yeah, I watched that video. Yeah, it was an interesting video. So yeah, B-Serve, New Jersey does service GS, but they're not capable of major repairs or Zaratsu polishing. There you go. And Kyle's in the house. Thank you, Craig. We tried to make it good. Yes, you did. Lance is in the house. Craig, do you like any of the Rolex Cellini models? And by the way, on the servicing subject, I'm not planning on having any of these Grand Seikos serviced anytime soon. I fully expect both my 231 diver on the left there to run for decades without needing a service. And I fully expect the 9F movement, of course, to run for decades. That's designed to run 50 years with just battery changes every 3 years, right? And then I'm also expecting this 002 Stunner to run for decades as well without needing any service. So I'm not seeing service as an issue in any way, shape, or form. Craig, do you like any of the Rolex Cellini models? Some of them are kind of neat. I've seen some of them that were pretty cool looking. Buserve, I doubt it, Lance. He's a president man. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to buy a Rolex, I'd probably buy the Date 8, obviously, over any Cellini, for sure. Blue Shirt Buddha's in the house. Okay, and there we go. And Chi-Town, that old GS case is called the Grammar of Design case. Okay? Carlos, my yesterday's bad feeling is confirmed. In Panama again, we only can leave our house 3 times per week for 2 hours, with the time fixed according to gender and last ID digit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Carlos is still on house arrest, partial house arrest. Kevin D's in house. With all due respect, save your money and buy new. Get your name on the papers. I do that these days. Because there's so many shenanigans out there that I just would rather just buy new at this point. But back in the day, years ago, I did buy some used watches. I did buy some used watches back in the day as well. So, yeah, if you can find one, at a local pawn shop and get a deal on it because they want to move it quick, or they don't really know what they have or whatever, that's also something you could do. Let's see. Corey Wilson James, message deleted by Lance. I thought Corey had been hidden from the channel. How did he get back? What did he do? Create a new account? Interesting. These scammers really know how to get around the system, don't they? Chi-Town's in the house. Other than Pelagos, look at the Doxa sub. Luis R. In order to arrive at GS's current case design, it had to experiment through the years. Well, I don't know why. It's not rocket science coming up with a good case design. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I could have helped them out with that. They should have given me a call. I was around then. Joey's in the house. Okay, Craig, email Rolex pics. Oh, do we have new pics? Let me see. I'm still not caught up on the still not caught up here time-wise on the comments. Okay. Okay, here we've got some more pictures. Some more pics. Okay. And it looks like he's claiming it to be a full kit. This looks like a lady's watch. Is it a lady's watch? Interesting. At the pictures, it almost looks like a lady's Datejust, but I guess it's because you're sending like screen grabs from the phone. I'm guessing that's a 36 mil Datejust. I hope it is. But yeah, it looks pretty daggone good to me. Lance sent another photo. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting there. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I wonder how thick that is. If it's more than 13 mils thick, I think I would pass. Okay, let's see. Buserve is in the house. Is that you again, Ron the Shrink? Let's see here. Hey, Blue Shirt Buddha, and okay. Carlos, sorry to hear that. At least you have your watches to look at. And RO says, Grand Seiko dials are amazing, but their bracelets are of the same caliber of a $200 Seiko watch. Not really. The bracelets are actually very good. I really like the bracelet on my 231 diver, the one on the left. It's fantastic. And the bracelet on the 005 on the right there is like a typical oyster bracelet. Very, very high quality, very well made, very good clasp. Yeah, the bracelets are fantastic on Grand Seiko. You probably haven't seen one in person. You're probably listening to these so-called experts on YouTube that have no clue what they're talking about. And most of the people in the forums have no clue what they're talking about either. So that's how that works. let's see. And I do have micro adjustments on the 231 on the bracelet on my 231, plus the extension mechanism that works great, by the way. Fellas in the house, Craig, what would it take for you to modernize your taste and respect casual luxury, e.g., Aquanaut? I don't think I think some of the Aquanauts might be okay. Modernize your taste. No, my taste hasn't changed for, let's say, 40 years since I became an adult and learned how to dress halfway decently. Why would I change it after that? You know, once you know what you're doing, you don't have to change any of that. That's the point. If you make the right choices in your wardrobe and the belt that you wear, the shoes you wear, all these kinds of things, if you make the right choices, you'll always have a very good wardrobe. You'll always be very comfortable, because if you buy the right clothes, it's always comfortable, right? You want comfort. Like these little suits that these guys are wearing now that are form fit, that are real tight, and the jackets are real short and everything. I can't imagine wearing something like that, because you reach for something or whatever and it pulls and all because it's too tight, and it's just very uncomfortable. No wonder they don't want to wear suits, right? Because the suits they have are very uncomfortable. If you get a high quality suit that's cut right, that's designed right, you can move in it. It's very comfortable. I mean, you can wear it all day, no problem. Same thing with a shirt. You get a high quality shirt. That's the way you want to do it. You don't want to wear the kind of garbage that most of these hipsters are wearing out there, because they don't have a clue what they're doing. So that's how that is. And man, get good shoes for your feet. Take care of your feet. You've only got 2 feet, right? Take good care of them. Don't put cheap shoes on your feet. You know, don't do that. Don't do that to your feet. Let's see here. Cheetown's in the house. Sounds like Panama took a page out of Mexico City's book for assigning days you can drive your car based on plate number. Sir, back in the day, there weren't super clones. There you go. That's right. And by the way, we used to do the odd even plate thing on when they had the fuel rationing here in 1973. I remember that, the fuel rationing. That was interesting. We had a couple different fuel crises at different times. Let's see. You should take advantage of the situation, Carlos, and identify as gender non-conforming. That way you'll get more days to go out. RO says their clasps aren't good, too, for that price point. I would just get a dress piece on a leather strap. I tell you, the bracelets are fine. You won't have any problem with the Grand Seiko bracelets. They're fantastic. So don't worry about that. Don't have to worry about that. Joey's in the house, 36 mil, 16233. If it is, it looks good. The pictures look good, Joey. If you can get that for $5,000, I think I would say rock and roll on it. It looks pretty tight to me. The bracelet looks pretty tight. Lewis is in the house. Carlos the same. And look close at those photos, because I mean I couldn't see too close on them, but it looks like to me like it's pretty tight. And hopefully it's a trusted seller that's not going to like switch and you know, they took photos of some other watch or whatever, you know, and they send you some other watch. You know how the shenanigans some of these people play. Lewis is in the house. Carlos, the same thing will happen in the U.S. unless a vaccine is found. It will be an endless cycle of overburdening the medical system. The thing is, we haven't had any medical system overburdened here at all. The people in the hospitals are sitting there twiddling their thumbs because nobody's coming in to get anything done, and nobody's coming in for coronavirus because almost nobody has it. I mean, it's a total scam. And so they're sitting there like twiddling their thumbs, right? We've had, in Frederick County, we've had 100 people have coronavirus. I mean, die. I think, is it die? Or no, I think we've had 100 people die from coronavirus. And the whole freaking county, 250,000 people, right? And they justify closing down the whole freaking county for that? all the businesses and everything for 4 months. I mean, this is totally insane what they've done. Totally insane what they've done. And on top of all of that, there's no evidence that the house arrest helps, that it slows the spread or anything. There's no evidence, because places that didn't do it are doing about the same. There's no real difference. So yeah, it's total scam time, folks. We've been bamboozled. The Aquanaut is okay. Send me a picture. We'll look at the Aquanaut. Send me a picture of the Aquanaut in question that you want to look at, and I will give you my opinion. Just email it to me. Lance is in the house. The Aquanaut's band is kind of ugly. Okay. Craig, you know hedge fund managers wear sneakers and casual clothes now. Thoughts? Sneakers are not a good thing. They don't breathe that well. You would think they would, right? Because they're sneakers. But they really don't breathe that well. And they're really not good to just wear all the time. They're good if you're actually playing a tennis match. Put on sneakers, play your tennis match, and take them off, right? But not to wear all the time. I would wear some high-end moccasin construction shoes. That's what I do wear. And they're very comfortable. They're very good for your feet. You will love them. That's what they should be wearing. If they want to dress casual, wear some high-end moccasin construction shoes from like Russell Moccasin Company, and you will be fine. I'll show some pictures of some examples here in a minute if I remember. Let's see here. Joey, Kevin, better deal would be the SBGE 201 in its spring drive. There you go. I agree. The brand makes me like the Nautilus more than the Aquanaut. Yeah, I would pass on a Nautilus. Let's see. Aquanaut bracelet does not taper. Okay. Send me the picture. I will rule on a particular watch if you send me a picture. You can get an Aquanaut on a bracelet. Okay, Lance, never make a purchase on that. Okay. COVID scam, says Scotty. Corey is right. California, but the bracelet on the Aquanaut looks even worse than, okay. It's a deliberate attack on Americans by American elite. KN checking in. Let's see here. Corey, listen to me now, Craig. This channel needs focus on very, very high-end pieces as A. Lang & Son. There you go. We looked at a couple of those. I looked at a couple of those, and a couple of those were pretty cool. Not as nice as the 002 Stunner. The 002 Stunner trumps them, but they had some nice things. Cheetown's in the house. Hedge fund managers dressing sloppy makes me detest them even more, says Cheetown. What's the company called? Russell? Yeah, Russell Moccasin Company. We'll take a look here in a minute. Corey's in the house. I'm selling Rolex for over 41 years to date. We'll go ahead and block him and see if he can create another account. Hide him on the channel. He'll create another account and come on back in. There you go. That took care of that one. Lance is in the house. The A. Lang & Son is the ultimate dress watch after the 002. After the 002. The 002 is number one, of course. Buserv sent an email. Folks need to stop thinking that because we're dressed more casual that they can't wear dress watches anymore. That's not thinking outside the box. Craig, what's the price range of your 005? The 005, I told you we have a subscriber here on the channel, David, that's selling his, and he set a special price for Lance, but he might extend it to you, $2,500 with an extra crocodile strap, actual Grand Seiko crocodile strap, and deployant clasp. In addition to the bracelet, box and papers, he's the original owner. That is a hell of a deal, $2,500. That is a hell of a deal. Okay, let's look at Russell. Give me a second here. Well, actually, let's just look at some high-end shoes, period. Let's look at some shoe options, right? Let's pull this up. And by the way, I'm demonstrating right now that you can wear an elegant dress watch casually. I'm wearing this with a Congressional Country Club polo shirt, and it looks fine. It looks great. That's why I'm doing this today, to demonstrate that. Demonstrate that you can do that. Okay? Now these are the Art Carver. These are a model they call Art Carver, and you can get them in different colors. You can get them in black, whatever. This is for, they're designed for a traveler, for somebody doing extreme traveling. And a gentleman by the name of Art Carver, I believe, that he designed them, and it's now a regular model that Russell Moccasin Company offers. You can see there it's called the Art Carver Traveling Sportsman Chukka. Okay, is that model there. And let me go to see if I've got the shoes here. Quality Footwear. Here we go. Here's a whole set. Here's a whole set. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look here. A lot of these are going to be moccasin style construction because I really prefer moccasin style construction. And here's a very good example. This is a pair of Timberlands made in USA. I bought these new old stock off of eBay, and the same gentleman had several pairs that I bought from him. And you can see the solid brass eyelets. Those are not plated. Those are solid brass eyelets there. And you can see that it has a double layer on the bottom of moccasin construction, double leather. And then, of course, the mock toe construction. Extremely comfortable. These things are extremely comfortable to wear around the house, to wear on the boat, to wear whatever you want to do. Okay, let's go on. These are Town View moccasins. These are just slippers. These are to wear around the house, and I love them. I've had them for about 5 years, and super, super comfortable. I wear them in the morning when I first get up. Super, super comfortable. Now these are my Limer. Some people say it's pronounced Limmer. Mountain climbing boots that I had custom made many years ago. And Peter Limer still makes boots for people. It's going to take you about 6 months or a year to get them, to have them custom made. They do have some they sell that are non-custom made also, because some people get tired of waiting for the customs. But I highly recommend the customs. They're worth it if you do much hiking. They're worth getting. And that's a pair of Sperry topsiders. Those are made in like Central America. I would not recommend those. That's called the Gold Cup series. And that's a pair of Nakoma boots that I sold because they didn't really fit me as good as my Lucchese's. But those were very, very rare. Those were sea turtle leather, which you can't get anymore. It's outlawed. But that's what that was. That was sea turtle. And there are my Lucchese's that are crocodile, made in these United States. There's the sea turtles again. Sea turtle again, close up. Sea turtles. And there's the Crocs, close up. Those are super comfortable because those I had custom made for me. So those fit me great, and as do the ostrich ones that I also had made by Lucchese. And those I sold. Those are my beautiful Gucci's that I wore a number of times, but it got to the point where I just wasn't wearing them anymore, and so I finally sold them on eBay. Got a pretty good price for them. There's the Lucchese Crocs again, stunners. And there, the Made in USA. That's the Sperry Made in Maine collection, they called it, that they came back out with for a while, and they were having Highland Shoe Company, I believe, make those. And I got several pairs new old stock when they shut that operation down about 3 or 4 years ago. They shut that whole operation down, and so I bought them. And there's a pair that were made also by Highland Shoe Company, I believe, and those are bison leather. Again, moccasin style construction. Are you seeing a theme here? And there's those same ones. And there's, again, moccasin style construction. This was the Made in Maine collection also, Sperry. Extremely comfortable. Wear those instead of sneakers, folks. Very comfortable, very good for your feet. There's the same kind of thing that's higher, more like a chukka style, but with a mock toe. And these I love. These are Allen Edmonds, and also made in Maine, and very, very comfortable. I wear those all the time. There's a top shot of them. One of my favorite pairs of shoes to wear. Very comfortable. And these I bought new old stock. These were also made in Maine. These are Polo, Ralph Lauren Polo Tedford, I think they called them. I bought several pairs of these new old stock when they stopped making them in the USA. There's another pair that I bought. Same time they stopped making them in the USA. And there's another Sperry Made in Maine collection. I bought 4 pairs of those new old stock. They're very comfortable. This is called the Captain's Moccasin, I believe. I believe that's what they call those. Captain's Boat Shoe or whatever, Captain's Mock or something like that. Bought several pairs. There's another pair. That's a pair of Sperry's Made in Maine. Same thing. I bought those new old stock when they stopped making them in Maine. See where it says handcrafted in Maine? Okay. Same thing. Handcrafted in Maine. All right. That's what you wear, folks. This kind of stuff is what you put on your feet. There's Churches. Those are some dress shoes. I got to get rid of that call. Those are Churches. Those are custom grade Churches. Those are great dress shoes. Again, very comfortable. And there's another pair of mock toe. Forget who made those, but those are also made in the USA. There's Kangaroo leather boots. Kangaroo is very, very soft. And those are Stingray, I think. I think that's Stingray leather. And those I bought for Brianna. Okay. So there you go. Craig, what would you search for moccasins on eBay? You can search, it's a good question. Okay, search Made in Maine or Made in USA and put your size, like 11D or whatever your size is, and you can put the word moccasin there. Put moccasin or put... you could also search, like, for example, Timberland, USA, but put USA because a lot of them are going to be made overseas. So you could search also by brands. You could put Sperry, USA, and then your size, right? Do several searches and save them, right? And then when something comes in that matches your criteria, and you can also put in there new old stock. If you're looking for something new old stock, you might come up with something. Let's see. Craig, what do you think about LL Bean boots? Are they good quality? They used to be. A lot of them are now made overseas or in Central America, so you got to watch it. So some of the older stuff that was made in the USA was pretty good. But you got to watch it because some of it not so much anymore. I'd go with Chukka boots for smart casual. There you go. Sort of like, yeah, absolutely. Churches are the best brand. They used to be. Now they're not quite as good. Now I would probably recommend going with Alden. I'd probably go with Alden for dress shoes over the Churches, just because I think they might have cheapened up the Churches a little bit. But you Churches custom grade, you might be okay. Bioserve says, Craig, what the verdict on Red Wing mock toe boots? Some of the USA made Red Wings are pretty good. Don't buy anything that's not USA made on theirs. And I think you might be okay. I'll tell you what, though, you can't go too wrong having a pair custom made by Russell Moccasin Company, and they're not that expensive. They're not much more than just any other high-end shoe, and they're custom made. So how's Sarah's Cowgirls? Sarah is not doing Cowgirls Live. She went away to college. Now, I don't know what's going on with this COVID thing. If she's back home, I should reach out to her and see what she's doing. Maybe she could do some shows. So yeah, I might reach out to her and see what's going on. But she stopped doing the shows because people were trolling her and being idiots. Lance is in the house. Craig, what do you think about the Breitling headwind? Send me a link. Craig, how make the best jeans? Just make sure you get jeans that are made in the USA. There's several manufacturers that you can get. You can even get older Levi's and things like that. When they were made in the USA, they were pretty good. So yeah, there's several. Just search your size and just search Made in USA, and you'll see a bunch of options. Bills, the same company that makes Bills khakis, I believe they also make jeans, and you can get Bills khakis for a good price sometimes on eBay, either new old stock or in very, very good, like mint condition. I would definitely use eBay for those. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this photo. Da, 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 da. There's the Tooter Pepsi. Somebody wanted us to take a look at that and see how ugly that hour hand is. Why would they do that? I know why they do it. Because they want to dumb it down. They don't want it to look as good as the Rolex. So they put that ugly hour hand on there. Yeah, I would pass. I would pass on the Tooter. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Lance sent the Breitling Headwind. Breitling Headwind. Yeah, here's the thing about Breitling. I mean, why do they go out of their way to make the watch look a little bit ugly and a little bit cheap? Just the way they do that bezel and the way they do the crown and the way they do some of these things, it just makes it look like, it's like somebody takes a car and tries to put like fancy rims on it, and, they just kind of screw it up. They go too far. That's what we've got here. It's just a little bit gaudy. They just kind of screwed it up. So yeah, I would pretty much pass on that one too. I'd pass on that one too. Yeah, just what it looks like there. It looks like they just kind of gaudied it up. What's better, made in Paris or made in Italy? You have to be careful with any of that stuff these days, because in Italy what they've done is they've brought in a lot of cheap Chinese labor to work and make some of their stuff, especially leather goods. And so the quality has taken a hit because of that. So you got to be careful. Some of the vintage stuff that was actually made by Italians, was really good stuff. But you got to watch it. Of course, DuPont pens, I believe, are still made in Paris. I think they are. I like DuPont pens, but I don't know what the quality is nowadays on them. Craig, just took delivery of the Merkur 37C slant bar made in Germany DE shaver. Okay. Effortless single pass shave with an Astra Platinum. Cool. But again, I would just get yourself a really good timeless razor and call it a day and shave with that puppy. Why not shave with the best? I shave every day. I don't know about you, but I shave every day. So I want to have the best possible razor I can have in my hand, because it doesn't cost that much to get the best, right? To get the best. And so it's a lifetime item. That's a situation where it's absolutely worth it to spend the money and get the best. Get yourself a timeless razor and throw out all the rest. I don't throw them out. I'm just being, I'm funning you. But in any event, get the best. Let's see here. Bought a brown Al Burris American alligator belt off eBay today. $67.95 shipped. 1.5 inch tapered to 1 inch. I'm not sure about that. I don't know what you're talking about there. I don't know about that taper thing. I don't think it comes with a buckle, which I have to source. Any suggestions? Can you send me a photo? Send me a photo so I can take a look. And I can come up with some suggestions. Send me a photo. But here's on the buckle. Here's the thing. If you've got an old belt laying around that has a really good solid brass buckle that happens to be the right width, then it should fit on that. just cut it out. If it's sewn in, right, if it doesn't have snaps to take it out, just cut it out of the belt and take that nice solid brass buckle. You want one that's solid brass. It should say right on it, on the underside of it, solid brass, right? If not, go to like any thrift store that has a bunch of belts, because see, you don't care if the belt's worn out. That solid brass buckle is going to be fine. But you're going to have to find one with a solid brass buckle that's the right width to fit on your belt that you bought. That's what you do as far as the buckle goes. But I don't know what you're talking about, 1.5 tapered to 1 inch. I'm not sure if you bought a Western style belt or what you bought there. But if you could send me a photo, that would be really helpful. Buserv says, so many snowflakes, second hand, hour hand, GMT hand. Buserv, Craig, they're appealing to rich Invicta owners. I heard the Wrangler is a big fan of snowflake hands. Oh boy. Some people just have no taste. I don't know what to tell you. Lance is in the house. Do you think that glycine quality went downhill after being bought by Invicta? Jeez. Buserv, as a European, I shall say that it is to choose between the flu and the flu and the corona. Okay. People say BMW bikes have high cost of maintenance, but do they ever actually break down? I did have my R80GS gave trouble one time, and I had to have it repaired. Fortunately, it was under warranty at the time. It had a 3-year warranty, and I think it was a year old when it had issues. And it would have been an expensive repair if it wasn't under warranty. And yeah, they can be a problem to maintain. I really think your best bet is a Japanese bike. I think you're just going to get much more reliability out of like a Honda or something like that. If you can find a Honda that you really like, I think you'd get much, much better reliability out of that. Kyle's in the house. The police use them here. I've heard they're reliable from my cop friend. There you go. BMW cars equal plastic water pumps and hoses. There is also the choice of none. Okay. Yeah, the police issue BMW bikes are built like tanks and they look badass. Okay. Yeah, but again, police don't care. A lot of times they'll just keep them through the warranty period, and then they'll get rid of them, and because they're dealing with unlimited money, right? They don't care. So yeah, that doesn't really say anything about what they're going to be like 5 years down the road, right? BMW bikes can be an acquired taste from what I've heard. Many sports bike owners don't like their upright driving position, for example. There you go. Cheetown Craig, what do you think of dual sport bikes such as sport cruisers like BMW RT or off-road cruisers like the GS? I had a R80 GS. I loved it. It was a 1984 R80 GS. Let me pull up a picture here. Oh, boy. Give me a second here. Let me find this. R80. 80 GS. Let me see if I can find this puppy here. There we go. Actually, I'll show you the picture of it next to my R100 RT. There's the R80 GS next to the R100 RT. And yeah, it was a fun bike, a blast to ride, absolutely. Then I got more into the full dress. I had the R100 RT next to it with the full fairing and all that. Much, much nicer for touring, long distance touring. And that's my Mercedes diesel in the background, by the way, with a phone and with reserve tag 1238 Virginia. And let me see, here's another picture of the R80 GS out bumping around. Very uncomfortable seat. That's why I had that air seat on it. That seat was uncomfortable. I finally had a Corbin custom seat made for it to make it a little bit more comfortable. But yeah, that was a fun bike. Fun bike. Bought that one new. BMW bikes are good quality, but not nearly as reliable as Kawasaki or Honda. Yes, that's correct. And I would take the Honda over the Kawasaki also. I love Ducati bikes. The designs are very cool. Yeah, I'd pass on the Ducatis. Honda make reliable bikes for certain. I like the fairings on the old Japanese police bikes, very retro. I've only driven Kawasaki Ninjas myself. And look at that Boxer engine. There you go. Kevin, how do you change the razor on Timeless Razor? Okay, let me show you. Okay. Let's see, does this, yeah. Oh, it has a blade in it. Okay, so what you do is you just unscrew the handle. Okay. Unscrew the handle. It's very nice threads. You lift off this one piece. Actually, this does not have a blade in it now. And then you just drop the blade on this piece here. You drop the blade on that, and then you lower this back on, and it fits precisely. I mean, it just really fits precisely. And then you just screw the handle back on. So it's a relatively quick process. And none of that like pivoting and all that stuff to go wrong and give trouble. I mean, this is designed to like last forever, right? I mean, no moving parts, right? You just take this off and put it in. You don't have all that pivoting and something on the bottom that you turn and the top opens up and all that hoo-ha. Very straightforward and very precise. Once that blade's in there, it's very, very precise. The gap all the way along, everything is exactly the way it should be. Nothing just a little bit out of kilter to cause you to cut yourself. Really well done. Okay, let's see what else we got here. California Highway Patrol used to ride Kawasaki KZ1000s. They still ride newer Kawasaki's, but have largely switched over to BMW R1200 RTP. Yeah, those Kawasaki's were cool that they had. Remember that Dirty Harry movie? There were a bunch of Kawasaki's in some of those. They're pretty cool. Jerry Seinfeld uses an old diesel Mercedes as his family car. Don't blame him. Craig, what do you think about Harley-Davidson and Indian motorcycles? I had a couple of Harleys. Let's try to pull up the Harley thing. So I had the Harleys back when it was real hard to get a Harley, and there was a waiting list. And so you could actually buy these things, and you could ride them for a while and sell them and actually make money. You actually could make money on these. And that was a 1996 fuel injected. They came out with fuel injection on the full dress Harleys in 1995, and that was a 1996 dark green and black, and that was fuel injected, and that was a ultra classic. That was a full dress Harley ultra classic, and then I got the blue one. Actually, this is my buddy's. This is my buddy's. That a police officer special. His son was a police officer, so they could order that color. You had to be a police officer to get that color. And see, it has the glow lights down at the bottom on the side Torpax there. Glow lights. I had a dark blue and silver one. Let me see if I've got a picture of it in here. Let's see if I can find it here. Got a bunch of Harley chicks in here too. Bunch of Harley chicks. Heather. We took Heather over to Harley Davidson to take some pictures back in the day. And there's the police special again. And there's my Honda Shadow that I had. I had a Honda Shadow 1200. That was a fun bike. Harley knockoff. They made it look like a Harley, but much more reliable than a Harley. Trying to find my my silver and blue one. That one was cool. I think there's a picture here somewhere of it. Where the heck is it? Oh, there it is. Not a very good picture, but I don't have that many pictures of it. But there I had my Frederick.com sticker on it. And that was a nice one. That was a 1998 Ultra Classic with the glow lights and everything. And that was silver and dark blue. That was nice. Those are great for touring, just great for touring. But you don't want it out of warranty. You don't want to own it out of warranty because they're a pain to maintain and they're expensive. So I didn't keep those out of warranty. I sold them before they ever got anywhere near being out of warranty. Craig, would you ever buy a Vespa? I had a scooter that was similar to a Vespa down in Florida that I used a lot. It was, it was made by Yamaha, but it looked like a Vespa, and it was fun. Those scooters are a blast. I rode them in Italy, also in Rome. We rode a scooter around a lot. They're a lot of fun. Thank you for answering my question. Solid brass. The taper is just at the buckle and the last 6 inches with the holes. Okay. Harley used to be like Rolex. Okay. Having lived in south side of Chicago, I did see a few Suzuki, okay, with big wheels, lowered suspension, HID lights. Okay. Rolex used to be like Harley. Yeah, there we go again. When Arnold rode, and that's what tells you this thing with Rolex is going to end as well. It's going to end at some point as well, and a lot of people are going to be caught holding the bag on these steel stunners that they spent way too much money for. When Arnold rode a Harley Fat Boy in the Terminator movie, it became super hard to buy bike, and dealers were charging way over retail. Oh, absolutely. That was cool. That was a great movie. Jaden says Harley chicks. Yep. Cheetown, just picture the pontiff riding around your neighborhood on a Vespa. Another thing Harley has in common with Rolex is slow incremental changes over time. There you go. Jaden, LOL. Archie's bum would swallow a Vespa. Kyle, we haven't seen a show from Steve in a while. Well, hopefully he's going to do one soon. He's been doing some testing, and I think he's got his system working properly again. Fingers crossed. Hopefully he's going to be doing a show soon, but I will tell him that you asked about it. And, hey, send him an email. Tell him you want him to do a show. That will spur him on. Lance, Ducati motorcycles are like Italian women. They may give you a decent ride, but they surely need a lot of maintenance. Lance is in the house. I really want a Ducati Panigale V2. Okay. Cheetown, which is more like Ferrari, Aprilia, Ducatis, or MB? I'm not sure. Not sure. Ducati. Okay. Okay. There you go. You guys know more about those exotic motorcycles. So, okay, who makes the best touring bike out on the market right now? I've heard good things about the BMW K1200. That's a good question. I'm sure Harley still makes the Ultra Classic. I mean, that's a hell of a touring bike. And of course, the Honda Goldwing. I mean, that is just amazing, right? If you want reliability, if you want a big touring bike that's super comfortable on the road, performs great and all, I think you definitely want to go with the Honda Goldwing. Let's see. When he reopens the store, we should have a channel in-person meeting. Well, he will have a party at some point, hopefully. He'll have another one of his watch parties, and They are fantastic. They are worth, Kyle, it's worth coming to the East Coast for his parties. I can tell you that right now. It's definitely a blast. Okay, so let me go back because we didn't finish the shoes. I want to finish that up. I don't like to leave loose ends here. By the way, Bitcoin took a little dip and then it pumped. It pumped shortly before showtime. It pumped back up. I did a little video demonstrating buying Bitcoin on the Cash App. I put it here on the channel. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I put it here on the channel. And, okay, so here's where we were. Here's where we were on the shoe thing. Okay, we're looking at these Stingray boots, okay? And here's another pair. This is a pair I also bought for the lovely Brianna. And those are Sebagos. Those are made in USA. Notice the solid brass eyelets, okay? And super comfortable. And there's a pair of Town View leather moccasins that we got for Brianna as well. And because she liked my Town View moccasins, so we got those for the lovely Brianna. And again, just fantastic. Now she got the brown color, which I really like that color. It's almost like a honey color almost. Very, very nice. She loves those. The lovely Brianna loves those Town View moccasins. Town View, you get yourself a pair of those to wear around the house, you'll be like, oh my God, why have I been wearing crap all these years? Don't put crap on your feet, folks. Don't put crappy shoes. There's a pair of hiking boots or heavy work boots and all that we bought for the lovely Brianna. Again, solid brass hardware on there. Made in the United States. And are we at the end here? See. Are we at the end? I guess we're at the end. Guess we're at the end of this search. Oh, that's the motorcycles again. Okay. All right. I guess we're at the end of the shoes. I thought they had some more shoes. But anyway, you get the idea. High-end shoes, folks. High-end shoes. Moccasin-style construction. Always going to be very comfortable on your feet. Get custom-made if you can. And go with it. Let's see here. Lance, that Ducati is not a bike for the faint-hearted. Congratulations. Okay. Jaden says, I really like to get to the next party. Only a 4-hour drive for me. There you go. Absolutely, Jaden. Absolutely. And our Wags can attest to the parties that Steve throws. He was there. Our Wags was there. Maybe he can give us a report on what he thinks about the parties that Steve throws. Chip, I have a 1998 Harley Fat Boy, black of course, and I love it. Only about 16,000 miles on it. Loads of fun. Now, is yours fuel injected? 1998. I wonder if they'd rolled fuel injection into those by then. Like I said, the first year of fuel injection was 1995. There was a limited edition, I think, that was fuel injected that year. And then 96, it became an option on the Ultra. And mine was an FTLHUI. FTLHUI. Was the model, and I wonder if 1998, I wonder if the Fat Boy had fuel injected, because I'll tell you what, carburetors do not like the fuel these days with all that corn in it. Carburetors, it's a pain. It is a pain. I would not buy anything that was not fuel injected these days. Craig, do you have any high-end rain boots? Well, my Limer or Lemur boots, whatever way you want to pronounce them, are pretty much waterproof. No water's going to get into those unless it comes in the top. My Browning featherweights that are kangaroo, those do handle rain pretty good. What else would handle rain pretty good? that I those Carver, those ones made by Russell Moccasin Company. Those are going to handle rain really well. I've actually got quite a number of shoes that would fare very well in the rain. Would have no real issues with any of those boat shoes. Of course, can get soaking wet. That doesn't hurt them. They just dry out and they're fine. So yeah, I got a lot of shoes that that would handle rain very, very well. So, Kyle says, okay, Jaden, that's easy for you. We have to fly across the country. It would be good to have as many of us as possible at the next one. There you go. Carlos is in the house. R. Wags, Cheetown, California, wearing an 18-karat day date on the back. Fat Boy looks pretty good, too. Well, yeah. Steve does everything first class. His parties are unbelievable. There you go. R. Wags in the house. Busurf says, Clay from Sons of Anarchy wore a day date on his Harley. There you go. Absolutely. I wore a day date quite often on my Harley. Sometimes I was wearing like a GMT2 or something, but I wore it a number of times riding the Harleys. R. Wags, not my 1998 Harley is not fuel injected, therefore I use only ethanol-free high-octane gas. Where do you get that? R. Wags, where do you get it? I don't even think you can get it in Maryland anymore without ethanol. That's good that you're able to get that. I wonder how hard it would be to put fuel injection on that. If you started having problems with getting the fuel, I wonder if you could if they could actually put the fuel injection on it. Because it was available on 1998. I know on the Ultra Classic it was available. Because like I said, my 96 Ultra Classic had fuel injection. And I'll tell you what, it's nice. It's nice on a bike to have fuel injection. You just start that thing up and it's just like a car. It just starts and goes to high idle and you can just ride right off. No sputtering and coughing and any of that stuff, when it's cold. It just like a car. You just start it up and go. Beersurf says, nothing sounds better than a large displacement carbureted engine. However, they are a hassle. There you go. And the lovely Brianna is in the house. She says, late, but hello. Well, hello to lovely Brianna. By the way, Brianna, we showed those Townview moccasins that you have, and we also showed your, if you're still in the chat there, we also showed your boat shoes and your boots. So maybe you can comment in the chat. Do you still have do you still wear the Townview moccasins, and do you like them? Do you like them? And I'm going to try to find your website so I can show it, if I can find it here. And give me a moment, I'll comment on the Triumph. Just trying to find, here we go. Give me a moment here, let get this load in. The lovely Brianna, BrieFitDance.com, BrieFitDance.com. Go to her website, scroll down, and you're going to see links if you want to become a Patreon and help her create content. She put out a really good abs exercise video today. So take a look at that. And if you want to help support the lovely Brianna, go to BrieFitDance.com, BrieFitDance.com, and do that. Okay, and Brianna says, oh, nice. And Brianna says, I do love them, very comfortable. Also have the boots, which help when hiking. Okay, and Jaden says, Bree, saw your ab workout today, going to try the Russian twist. Okay, don't break anything, Jaden. Don't injure yourself. Serve. Missed the beginning. What was the bad Rolex advice? Well, you're going to have to rewind and go back and watch it. You're going to have to go back and watch it. Megan's in the house. Craig, Costco has the glycine for sale for $300. Is that a fair deal? Can you send me a picture of the one in question, Megan? and I'll pull it up and we'll take a look. Again, it's my name, CraigShipp, CraigShipp @gmail.com. And send a picture, we'll take a look. And we'll give you our opinion. RWAG says ethanol free is hard to find, but being in an agricultural state and in a resort town where people want ethanol free gas in their watercraft, it's available at several gas stations. Good. I hope that continues, because if you start putting that ethanol stuff in there, you will probably start having some problems. I had a lot of problems with my Honda Shadow 1200 with the carburetor in that because of that crap gasoline. And Briefit then says, Jaden, awesome. And she is lovely. Are we talking about the lovely Brianna? Yes, of course. Carlos in the house, be you served. I do not remember exactly, but more or less the same as always. Let's see. And Briefit then says, Stig, I'm doing well, thank you, and you. There are ethanol-free tanks all around my town. Very costly, though. Yeah, well, even if you have to pay more, it's worth it. It's worth it for those carbureted motorcycles to get that. Even if you have to pay more, it's definitely worth doing just that. Let's see here. Bree, I like the heel touches too. I haven't done those in years. Okay, you're gonna have to send an email, Jaden, of you doing all that, and we'll have to take a look at that. Put it up on YouTube so that I can pull it up and show you doing the heel touches. That would be pretty wild. All right, well there it is. BreeFitDance.com. BreeFitDance.com. Hey, sign up as a Patreon and you'll get a video chat with her and everything. Sign up as a Patreon supporting Briefit Dance. That way she can continue to create content for your enjoyment. By the way, I'm really liking this black strap. Really liking this black strap. And considering it was a prototype, and he says that the final straps that he's going to do to our specifications are even going to be better than this. That is amazing, because this one is fantastic. And if he can actually make them even better than this, that will be amazing. So I absolutely am taking my hat off. And look, take a look at that strap. Absolutely stunning. Super comfortable on wrist. I told you guys before several times, I'm going to say it again. For years, I was not a strap guy. I was like, first of all, I don't like putting them on and putting it through the strap and buckling it and all that. I mean, that seemed like a total hassle, right? Didn't like that. And just didn't like the whole concept of a strap. I just always liked a bracelet. But now that I've been wearing this for a while now, I'm telling you, it is so comfortable to have a nice high quality strap, and a deployant clasp solves that whole threading it problem and all that. I've showed you before, right? Look how easy this is. Watch this. I mean, look how easy. See? Just slip it on and off just like a normal bracelet. And when you put it on, watch how I do this. I thread it through here first, right? Get the keeper in place, and then just snap it. That's it. I hope you saw that. I wasn't watching the camera, but just so easy. Just on and off. Very, very easy. No bending of the strap when you're putting it on and off. So this strap, my guess is going to last quite a while, given the scenario. Okay, it's 6:15. We're going to wrap this up pretty soon. Let's see. Same could be said about every show, Carlos. Tudor bad, Grand Seiko good, new fashion bad, vintage fashion good. There you go. Timeless. I wouldn't use this. I don't have to say vintage. Timeless, classic style, classic fashion. That's the way we do here. But we love being together here. Let's see here. Yes, love my Patreons. But there you go. The lovely Brianna says she loves her Patreons. Oh my. Okay. I use ethanol free for my mower and such. I get it from the marina near me. Good move. Good move. Lady Brianna, do not have any fear of the virus. It shall never do you any harm. That's correct. She's young and healthy. She doesn't have anything to worry about. Our Wags is in the house. Craig, you're right about ethanol gas. It's bad news on engines that sit quite frequently. Cost me about $1,800 on a Donnie Sweet 16 boat because of the damage the ethanol gas did over time. Yeah, it is such a fail for them to have ever done that and ever required that. I mean, they should put it should be an option. You should be able to buy gasoline without that crap in it. It's really nasty stuff for a lot of engines. So, yeah. I may have to go strap. I'm wearing my new Ocean of it, no micro adjustment. Okay. Kyle Jet says, thanks, Craig. And Kyle Jet says, great show again. Oh, you've got to Skype into one of our shows. We need a West Coast report. Kyle. So sometime soon when you can call in, Skype in and do that. Our Wag says, thanks, Craig. Always learn from your broadcast. Enjoy your dinner. Well, thank you very much. Let's see. I'm going to use timeless. Vintage is overused. There you go. Well, yeah, if you buy stuff that is a very classic design, then it doesn't matter. Like this shirt I'm wearing right now, right? They probably still sell the same shirt in the pro shop at Congressional Country Club. This shirt's maybe 10 years old or something, right? It's a Nike. I mean, whoops, nothing special. But I mean, they probably sell the exact same shirt because this style of golf style shirt, if you will, it's a golf style because it's loose. It's not as cinched here, right? So it's more for golf, right, than tennis. They probably have sold this same style of shirt. Now, before it was probably all cotton years ago, right? 30, 40 years ago, it was all cotton, right? But the style is pretty much the same. It's timeless, right? The khakis that I wear, the Bills khakis. If you get classic styled khakis, you could wear them 20 years ago. You could wear them now. You can wear them 20 years from now. So if you build your wardrobe based on timeless, classic styles, you won't have to continually have to buy stuff because what you bought went out of style. If you buy the trendy stuff, like those tight suits they're selling now with the real short jackets, if you buy that kind of crap, 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, it's going to be out of style, and you're going to have to get rid of all of it and then buy new stuff again. If you buy the classic style with the classic lapels and everything, classic cut and fit, it's going to be fine 10 years from now, 20 years from now. It would have been fine 20 years ago. So I do that because, first of all, I think it looks better. It's more comfortable. And also, you save money in the long run because you don't have to keep getting rid of stuff because then some new style came out and now I got to buy that. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And also, a lot of the newer style stuff is usually very poorly made, and it's usually crap. So there's that. So anyway, and Leslie says, thanks for the show, Craig, Kyle, Brent, and I can FaceTime on Tuesday. We're going to Santa Barbara for a few days. Cool. Excellent. Give us a report. Give us a report. Absolutely, on Tuesday. R. Wags is in the house. A classic golf shirt never goes out of style. There you go. Just like a good pair of jeans, they don't go out of style, right? Now, if you get some like real funky cut or real funky design or some kind of designer jeans that are real funky, that may or may not be in style 5 years later, right? Let's see. I hope anyone that watched our video enjoyed it. Oh, it was great. That video was fantastic. Bree, you got to check out the video that Kyle did on his channel. You got to look at it. That Kobe Bryant video is cool. I shared it also on my channel. Stig, you are right about that. Thanks. Okay. Not sure what Stig was right about, but we'll say he was right. Hello at Leslie. Your reports are always great. Oh, that she's not at risk. Okay, on the thing. Yeah, of course she's not at risk. Our Wags in the house. As Craig says, watch what Cary Grant was wearing 60 years ago. Still in style today. Good taste never goes out of style. There you go. Thank you, Carlos. From a different location, the beach or downtown maybe. Cool. Don't mistake outdated with not trending. Trendy stuff goes outdated. Classic stuff never does. Exactly. That's correct. And Carlos says, Leslie, do not hit me hard because my previous comment about Californians. Well, I mean, there are good Californians and then there are whack job Californians, right? I mean, but that can be said for any state these days. There's a lot of whack jobs here in Maryland. I can tell you that right now. I see them all the time posting insane things on Facebook. Well, after saying all that, we're going to wrap this puppy up. Hey, click subscribe and click the bell so you get notifications. Do that. Click that bell so you get notifications. I'm going to pull up this app so that I can terminate the broadcast. Another successful live broadcast is in the can, and hopefully we've saved people from making some questionable decisions. And by the way, don't forget, Brianna, BreeFitDance.com, BreeFitDance.com, and make sure you become a Patreon. Patreon, folks. Become a Patreon. Thanks for watching.